Hi guys, Happy New Year! Today I'm going to be showing you how to print and assemble this adorable peel-off desk calendar. This is absolutely perfect for anybody that has a desk setup where you need to know the date without having to constantly flip through on your computer. It's a beginner project, easy to assemble and can be made simply with easy to find materials. For the backing of the calendar, you're going to need paper cut Greyboard and some of their beautiful specialist finish. I've gone for metallic lilac. The calendar itself is printed on their super smooth 120 GSM ProDesign paper. You're also going to need some flat ribbon, washi tape and a lighter. PVA is a must, but a glue gun's optional. To secure everything in place, we're going to be using some bulldog clips and some offcuts of our Greyboard. You're also going to need some kind of ruler and a sharp blade. Let's go over to start printing. When you open up your PDF, it should be in your PDF viewer. We are going to go over to print and we are then going to make sure that we have the correct printer selected. So that I can get the correct printer settings, I'm going to go for print using system dialog, select the correct printer again, and then more settings. From this, photo printing, borderless printing is off, A4 is on, change the media type to plain paper, and the print quality should be high. Your setup may look slightly different, but we are now ready to print. You will need 6 pages to create this calendar. The pages have been set up to make things as simple as possible when it comes to trimming things down. So just make sure that they are all evenly aligned. And we are then going to trim through with our blade and ruler. Once everything's cut, it's time to make sure that all of these are up the right way and in the correct order. Now that we have everything together, it is time to assemble, and we are going to be using PVA glue for that, along with large bulldog clips and offcuts of Greyboard. Most importantly, you need to make sure that the top of your pad and one side is completely even. We are then going to place our Greyboard offcuts on either side, being very careful not to move anything out of alignment, and then secure with a bulldog clip. We will then repeat that on the other side. So this is just a general PVA glue, and I find it easier to apply to the top edge with actually another offcut rather than a brush. You want to go for thin, even layers. Start at one side and then just carefully position it over, trying to make sure that you don't get any of the PVA glue onto the front or the back. It should be a nice thin coat that is even across the top. It's important that you get into all of the crevices of the pages, otherwise they won't stick together. Once your layer is done, we're going to add another bulldog clip to the top in the same way, just to keep everything in place. Just make sure that you don't get this too close to the glue. Now we're going to leave this to dry for about an hour, and then we're going to do exactly the same twice more, so we have 3 layers in total. Whilst we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to work on our backing. Using your ruler and craft blade, we are going to cut a 10.5 centimeter wide strip from the A4 sheet. This will divide it in half. We then need to position our ruler 14.85 centimeters in from one end. Now, instead of cutting through, we are going to score very, very lightly on top. This will then allow us to fold in half. Flatten it back out, then just place a bit of washi tape completely over the center fold, trying to make sure it's roughly in the middle. Then just tuck the excess over and make sure that when it's folded, you get a nice clean seal at the top. This just helps it look much more polished and also strengthens it too. Next up, take a piece of ribbon and just cut it to about 7 centimeters. Using a lighter, you want to just singe the ends to make sure that it doesn't fray. Fold over each end by about 1/2 centimetre. Using a dot from a glue gun, attach this to the bottom edge and then repeat on the other side. This should give your desk calendar a little bit of rigidity, but also allow you to fold it completely flat if you want to pop it in a drawer. Next up, we need to take our specialist finish card that you've chosen and we're going to trim it down into A6 pieces, which are 14.85 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres, or cut it in half and then cut it in a quarter. Using a glue gun, just stick this to either side. You can, of course, use double-sided tape if you prefer. After the 3 layers are dry, it's time to add your calendar. You can obviously use whatever adhesive you would like to attach this, but I am going to go for double-sided tape at the top and bottom. It's not all that heavy, to be honest, and this will just give a lovely quick drying and clean finish. Alternatively, you could obviously use the glue gun. Once your adhesive of choice is on, you just need to very carefully line this up in the middle and press down firmly. And there we have our finished desk calendar. Let's quickly run through some tips for creating these. Now, you could of course use your cutting machine to create pages, or you could cut them individually. I managed to stack mine all together, and yes, admittedly, on some pages there is a very slight banding of white, but for me personally it doesn't bother me. If I was giving it as gifts, then I probably would trim each page individually, but that would take a lot longer. This has been set up for a UK 2026, so you can see that we have obviously the British bank holidays on here. If you have a look on Canva, if you're not keen on this, there are so many amazing different calendars out there, and obviously you could customize it. Now, when it comes to gluing, do not be tempted to rush. I know it can be really tempting to just put a great big thick layer on and call it a day, but if you do, your pages will warp and also you'll get quite a messy finish. At the end, it is completely optional. You can actually pop this down under a heavy weight, like a couple of books. I didn't actually need to use it for this one because the Paper Cutz paper is a beautiful 120 GSM thickness. It is rigid enough to stand up to having the glue applied without becoming wavy, but also thin enough so that when they're all stacked, you don't really need that weight to press it down. Now, if you're not keen on having the Greyboard visible like this, why not use the Paper Cutz to create some printed inserts using Canva and then just apply them in the similar way that we did with their specialist cardstock, but to the inside instead. Now, obviously I have used this as an A6 for the front, but you could scale this if you import into Silhouette or Affinity Designer. You can adjust the sizing. It really is completely up to you, and Paper Cutz also do these sheets in larger sizes and smaller sizes, not just the A4. So if you would like to grab your very own file for this, it is in the description box down below. Remember, this is for personal use only, and if you make one, tag me over on Instagram because I would love to see it. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share it with a crafty friend, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my fantastic uploads. A huge thank you to Paper Cutz. I will drop links to all of their products that I have used in the description box down below. If you need any paper or cardstock needs, head on over. They have a bespoke cutting service and they're always helpful, and they're always happy to help out with wholesale orders. I hope you've had a fantastic start to 2026, and I will see you next week for another crafty video. Bye!